Hello everyone, this is Dr.SHIVA Adure. It's been a very, very interesting trip to Rome. I've been here probably about 6 times. This is my 7th time. But I'm standing in front of the Colosseum. The Colosseum was one of the biggest distractions that the establishment created to keep the masses of the time distracted from what the Roman Empire was doing to subjugating its own people as well as people throughout the world. Sound similar? But what's fascinating to think about is that we all tend to think that oppression and exploitation is just the way the world is supposed to be. Like, because it was occurred 2,000 years ago, it's going to occur again, and history repeats itself. But the reality is that when you look at the history of science and technology and understanding the principles of nature, human beings do have the capacity to change things fundamentally. And my entire life has been about understanding the laws of nature. In fact, the engineering systems principles, which it took me about 40 years, which I put together and encoded into our movement called Truth, Freedom, Health, which you can find at truthfreedomhealth.com. And this is not a sales pitch, it's more to let you know that after 40, 50 years, I figured out the fundamental engineering systems principles. And those systems principles, these 9 principles, anyone can learn. You don't have to be a nerd, you don't have to be a mathematician. Anyone can learn, and these principles were never organized before in the history of humankind into a mechanism that we could actually understand how to use those principles to liberate ourselves. All right, before we go on, I want to invite each of you to come to our next open house for Truth, Freedom, Health. I personally host the open house every Thursday at 11 a.m. EST and then again at 8 p.m. EST. You'll learn about Truth, Freedom, Health, which is a movement, a platform, as well as a community, and much more. And we are dedicated to raising your consciousness through education, theory, and action practice. You'll learn how to think beyond left and right, pro and anti, so you may start to see things as they truly are and become a force for real and lasting change in your community. Again, to join us, simply RSVP at vashiva.com/orientation. You'll meet lots of great people from across the world. Again, it's every Thursday at 11 a.m. EST and again at 8 p.m. EST. Simply RSVP at vashiva.com/orientation. Be the light. Now let's go back to our program. And just like Bernoulli's principles helped us figure out how to overcome, how to build airplanes, or Newton's equations helped us figure out how to build bridges and all these amazing structures. With all humility, the principles that I've spent my life organizing and educating people on can help us truly end exploitation, but most importantly, teach people not to be distracted by the distractions that the establishment throws at us. And one of the most powerful distractions that the establishment has created is a not so obvious establishment. And this is why change never occurs. The establishment has learned not to just hammer at people and enslave them directly, but to create fake leaders, false idols. This is why I take a lot of effort in exposing the false gods like Elon Musk, or the made-up fiction of the Kennedys and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a complete scumbag, or fucker Tucker Carlson, as I call him, because it is these characters that the establishment has become very sophisticated at, to learning how to distract people, and around them create a cabal of people, today I call them grifters, who perpetuate their lies and their griftering. And this is why exploitation continues, not because it is just the way it's supposed to be, as it was thousands of years ago, but because A, people do not understand these principles, and B, we do not apply the principles. But the good news is the movement for Truth, Freedom, and Health exists. People can learn these principles, and we are growing explosively all over the world. So please go to truthfreedomhealth.com and recognize that we have a huge opportunity to truly end the exploitation that continues, where a very small set of people continue to manipulate vast majorities of people, not to advance those people, but to keep them subjugated. Anyway, truthfreedomhealth.com. Thank you, everyone. Again, it's been a pleasure to be in Rome. I'll see you soon.